Hey, Captain Joe Rains here for Head First Fishing. Thanks for coming to check out today's video. We're going to be discussing boating safety. A lot of the stuff you see here is required by a law, but it may be smarter to have more than the law requires, and even some stuff that the law may not require. So the first thing I'm going to show you right here is my p.l.b. This is a personal locator beacon. This is connected to a global search and rescue network. You set this off anywhere on planet Earth, just about, they can find you. They'll come with the helicopters, with whatever means necessary to come and get you. But this p.l.b. personal locator beacon is a small version of the full-size e.p.i.r.b. electronic position indicating radio beacon. Works on the 406 megahertz band, and this will shoot a signal off to the satellites, and that'll go to the rescue network. If you're going down, if you're sinking, or someone's having a heart attack, or someone's bleeding out really bad, you need to go ahead and pop this thing off. You need to set it off, which I'm not going to do right now, but we can test it. Pop that up. I got a test button right here. Let's go ahead and test it. Waiting. Green light, and it flashed. That means she's in good shape, and that will save us in an emergency. These smaller p.l.b.s are more affordable than the full-size e.p.i.r.b. So if you're on a budget, go for this version. It'll save your life just as good. Just make sure it's strapped to you if you go down. The next item you got to have on your boat is a fire extinguisher. They're required by law on most recreational vessels. I carry more than one, so I've got one set up in my boat now, and I've got an extra one. One of the most dangerous things that can happen on a boat is a fire. You're out in the middle of nowhere, you know, your trolling motor goes up in smoke, your electronics go up in smoke, you get an engine fire or something like that, you're going to need some firefighting power. So make sure you have adequate fire extinguishers on your boat to snuff out that fire immediately. You do not want that to rage on. You don't want that fire to grow. You could be in a world of hurt really fast. So the next thing on our list is an adequate noise-making device. Having a noise-making device is required by law for most vessels. So I've got a little air horn here, and it stays right there in the leaning post under the flip seat back there, right there, easy to get to. I've got a horn built into my boat, but boats have electronic problems sometimes, so you need something like this as a backup to make some noise. It's pretty loud. Woo! Ringing my ears. That'll definitely get someone's attention from a long way away. So make sure you got an extra noise-making device on your boat in case of an emergency. One of the most important things, if not the most important thing to have on your boat, especially if you're going offshore, is an adequate supply of water. And when I say adequate, I mean much more than you really need for the day. You never know what's going to happen. And if you're stranded out offshore, out in a large body of water, one of the first things you're going to feel is dehydration. Dehydration can set in very quickly, especially down here in Florida. It gets extremely hot. It's very humid. The sun beats down on you. It's bouncing off that white fiberglass. You'll get thirsty real fast. And dehydration is a killer. It only takes a couple of days, you're toast. So always have more than enough water on board your boat at all times. I suggest buying a crate or several jugs of water and just leaving it on the boat, and don't touch it unless you absolutely have to, or you get into that situation, God forbid. Next item is life jackets. Obviously, life jackets are a standard item aboard boats. You got to have them. This is an adult offshore life jacket right here. As you can see right here, it's got the Solus reflective strips on the front and the back. This life jacket's seen some use. Not a lot in the water, but it's just been out in the boat for a long time, so it doesn't look brand new, but it's good to go and inspect them, look over them. I haven't pulled this one out in a minute, so I'm just looking at it, looking for tears, looking for holes and weak points. Check the tape, make sure it's still on there. Looks like it's sewn on pretty good. Look it over, make sure it's in good working order. And it never hurts to have more life jackets than you really need. If your boat does go down, if people end up in the water, then if you have extra life jackets, that's more stuff to float on. Standard procedure says stay with the boat as long as it's still floating to some degree. But if you end up drifting away from the boat, having a bunch of extra life jackets in the water will help increase your visibility to search and rescue. Last but not least, throwable cushions. Got to have a throwable cushion on most vessels. This is going to help give you an immediate solution to someone that ends up in the water. So if you're running along and someone's not paying attention or goes, "Hey, dolphin," and they just fall right in the water, you can grab this, toss it to them, gives them something to hold on to, because they probably weren't wearing a life jacket. Most people don't wear life jackets all the time. I'm one of those people. I'm usually in situations where I'm not getting tossed around in big water, so a lot of times I don't wear a life jacket. But you need to have something like this ready so somebody can throw you a little bit of flotation to help keep you alive. I hope these boating safety tips help you plan your next adventure. Thanks for checking out today's video. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification button. Email headfirstfishing@gmail.com if you have any questions. And please check out our sponsors, St. Pete Fishing Outfitters, Tampa Fishing Outfitters, and Tarpon Fishing Outfitters, the place to get fitted to fish. Also, check out the Pike Consulting Group. Do you have a business where employees are exposed to health and injury risks? Contact Pike Consulting Group at www.pikegroup.net.